Let's Chat is brought to you by the Caricom Business Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Let's Chat on the Caricom Business Network. Today is Tuesday evening, such a beautiful evening, especially after the snowstorm we've had here in Toronto, in New York. Such a pleasure to have you on this evening with our viewers that are viewing it live right now, and those who will be joining us. We're in for a very much treat. And as always, Let's Chat is all about learning about folks, finding out information that we've never known before, and having that wow moment, like, wow, I did not know that. And I'm happy that I tuned in this evening, or if you're looking at it back on review, I definitely wanted to find out some information. And this evening, I know Trevor will be on very shortly with us and Angel. However, we have an extremely special guest this evening who many have known for the many years, brought music, brought entertainment, brought laughter, brought happiness when they listen to his music. And for many years, they know him as the person who's host for Indian Melody Time. And this evening, we will know a lot more behind the person who is the host for Indian Melody Time, Lake Persaud. Lake, welcome to the show this evening. Such a pleasure having you on. How are you today?
Not bad. Thank you very much for having me on board your platform. It is indeed a pleasure to be here as a participant in this program. I do look forward for many, many more interviews as time prolongs. And hey, I'm all yours. You know, I've been around for quite a while. And today we'll talk about anything that's on your mind.
Definitely.
So,
and
look me dead.
it's a really pleasure having you on, especially on a Tuesday evening, Lake, when I know you've got a lot happening and your programs that are always there on the show. So let's get started and just tell us who is really Lake Persaud that we know in Indian Melody Time. Tell us about where did Indian Melody Time come from and a little bit of how you started about it in the music industry.
Well, first of all, let me parse it. Let me go back a little behind the scenes and say, who exactly is Lake Persaud? Well, I hail from Leonora in the west coast of Demerara. I taught in Guyana for many years, prominently in Leonora Secondary School, and until I migrated to the New York region in the 80s. And I decided to put my hand to the task. After like there are very many people, you come here, you have to pick up odd jobs to survive, to put things on the table. And I started off I was lucky. My first job was a manager at New York Fed. After which I became the engineer for Domino Sugar. That's right opposite Williamsburg Bridge there.
Wow.
And then I went on to Estee Lauder, where I carved a niche for myself in the cosmetic business. I served there for 15 years. But during that time, my clamor for Indian music has always been there. At that point in time, the only people that brought Indian music to the airwaves on WLIB was a man called Clive Madhu, right? He was the pioneer. He was the guy who broke the ice so that all of us can come on board. And after Clive was derailed, if I may say that way, by the late Ishri Singh. And then replacing Clive and Ishri Singh was Amrit Parsnath. Yes, I remember that name. So at that point in time, there were drips and drabs of programming, and having had some exposure at Radio Demerara and GBS in Guyana in sports broadcasting, because at that time I didn't get a break. See, there were two prominent figures. There was Ishri Singh and Sunny Mohammed. And Sunny Mohammed kept the spot for his son, Pradeep Kumar, right? So I was taken into the arms of a guy called Bruce Thomas, GBS. And then you also had Ray Robinson. The man taught me all the tricks about this thing. He taught me phonetics and how to, pronounce words and how to demonstrate. He told me something that resonated very well into my ears until today. He says, when you are on the radio, you don't look at the mic and be fear of the mic. Become an actor. Talk like you're talking to someone, and it will come out. And then there was Dr. Ravin Deodat. That's the man. He had a program from 7 o'clock. I can't recall the name right now, but it was on radio. He said to me, as a man from West Demerara, I want to help you. But Bruiser Thomas, the man who gave me the brief, I did sports broadcasting one time myself and a gentleman called Frank Arjun. We were broadcasting national athletic sports at IFLAT West Coast Demerara. And the stage broke down. And both myself and Frank held on and commentated on that program until the very end. And then word got pushed of that to the late Brinsley Lewis Crumby, a man called B.L. Crumby at Radio Demerara. And he invited me to come and he said, listen, young man, I was pretty young then. I was not even 20 years. So he said, I can't give you a spot, but what I can do, if you become the supplier, the West Demerara regional correspondent, send me the newscast and I will do the vocalizing. And that guy has a phenomenal talent. Wow. He had 5 minutes from 5 to 7 to 7 o'clock. And he would speak at 100 miles an hour and get it all in. So that was my initial break in Guyana. But coming back over here, after hearing, in Guyana, I used to lecture in English. And when I hear this, the way the people were speaking, it's like, that is not broadcasting. That is paying for time. Broadcasting is an art. It's a revered field. You have to know modulation. You have to know pronunciation, right? And you have to have subject matter. They were lacking that. They were just spinning songs, talking, and the verb, the connotation, the language was all disjuncted. So I decided to venture on my own. So my friend Devendra Puran took me to, at that time, Harman Singh had a program in New Rochelle. And Devendra Puran took me there, and Harman Singh gave me the opportunity to speak on 93.5 FM. And that was my first crack at the areas in the Tri-State area. Wow. After which I decided, you know what, I can do it too. So I approached the management of WGBB in that time they were in Babylon. And I said, I'd like to purchase some time. You can purchase your time. Mm-hmm. So what we did, I came on. First, the program was created by myself, Devendra Puran, and Prakash Gosai. Right? And we decided that we were going to create a program comprising of religious segment as well as playing nostalgic Indian music. And we started there and ran for a while. Devendra, after about 6 months, he had to part from us because he had his commitment to his work. Because that, we were broadcasting from 1 o'clock, right? Mm-hmm. So I held the fort along with Prakash Gosai. Prakash would hold the religious segment titled Bhakti Geet from 1 to 1:30. And that went on for, I would say, about 20 years. Wow. Until he passed on. And then I decided to cut back on the time because, that's a paid program. So you had to get, you had to have sponsors. Now, my full-time job would not allow me to go, because I live all the way in Long Island, to go to Queens and hunt down these sponsors. Right. But I had sponsors who were there with me from day one, and believe you me, they are still with me until today.
That's amazing.
Zara Realty, right? Day one. Scapi Auto Body, day one. AFN Broker, day one. 6 stars out of sales was with me for over 26 years, right? But my funding primarily comes from them. I do not do this for as an earning factor. I do this for enjoyment, for entertainment. My program is all about providing something to the people that they want. And it's because of that I'm still there, rocking and rolling, and the program has picked up momentum every Sunday on WGBB, 1 to 3. I had to scale back on WGB, so I did WGB 1 to 2, but Facebook from 1 to 3. So I split it in two parts. The first half is where I have all the broadcast material, including commercials, and the second half from 2 to 3 it's commercial free. Right?
Wow.
The first half of that 2 to 3 part is a combination of nostalgic songs, pop, what have you, and then I switched from 2:30 to 3 to soca chat. So I try to make sure I capture all the genres, right?
And that's amazing, Lake.
It just works.
And it shows that your longevity, and I hear it in your voice alone, the passion that you have. It is just very easy to verify. This is not something that Lake does to earn an income. This is something that Lake does to enjoy something that he's passionate about, but also to share that passion with everyone else. And I mean, you've mentioned over 30 years now, Lake, you've been doing this. So what is the drive that keeps you going? Like, what is it that makes Lake, all the journey that he's gone through from Lenora, being a teacher, your professional background, the instrumental roles you've played, all the esteemed individuals who influence you, what is it that keeps you going so strong right now, Lake?
The feedback. The feedback. When people type in how much they appreciate, they love the nostalgic joyride of yesteryear, that in itself is an inspiration, right?
Mm-hmm.
It urges me not to fail them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That itself is a powerful catalyst, right? You see, in this business, preparedness is the key. You just don't get records. Well, you don't do records anymore. You pull it on YouTube. You just don't come sit in the chair and start pulling songs. No, you have to plan, right? I have a program sheet. I plan it out. As a matter of fact, prior to this program, I was planning next Sunday's program. I plan my selections at which point you start slow and then you ratchet up when you're coming up. And that in itself shows some form of organization.
Yes.
So that the listener in the background, he or she gets glued to the system.
Right.
That's what is important. That's how you can hold an audience, or you can dispel the audience.
And it takes very meticulous planning, especially over a 30-year period, and balancing your family, balancing work life, professional life. How do you manage to plot out that period of time in your schedule to plan these programs over the years, Lake?
Well, I'll tell you this. Rome wasn't built in a day. There are many upheavals, right? But I was always, and I'm still, a multitask individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since I came to this country, I was always accustomed to doing more than one job.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing my full-time job. I was doing broadcasting, and on Sunday night, I was singing at Kaitour. I sang there for 25 years alongside the window and Peter Das. And boy, we used to jam pack that hall. Yeah. But it's all because I love what I'm doing. Right? You have to really have a niche for what you do and be the very best of what you do. You know, it remembers me of one great old poet. It says, the heights of great men reach and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, kept toiling upwards through the night. Yes, you have to work hard. And when you work hard at what you want, success will knock down doors and come to you.
Absolutely. And working hard today is a really it's a hard word to tell people that you have to work hard to be successful these days, because we live in a microwave society today, Lake, where everyone wants to be successful overnight. So you're a true testament of everything that it takes to achieve something of substance long term, but mostly significant by adding value to others' life. And I mean, talking about feedback, you've got some great feedback in the comments this evening. You have Stephen Latchby mentioning good night. You have Diane Latchman saying good night. Davey Kaulasar saying good night. You have Diane Latchman, impressive of your journey, sir, and they're very excited about that. And then Kumar is wishing you good night. And we have Diane Latchman also chiming in that she's followed you over a very long time. So everything that you're saying right now, you have your folks that are here supporting you and every platform that you are in. Then you have Latchmi Devi mentioning good night. Selena Motiram, good night. And Devi Kaulasar.
Selena Motiram, the girl from Leg One, yes.
See, and then you have Devi Kaulasar, absolutely like so. Everything
Devi
that you have
Kaulasar
talked.
happens to be the niece of Prakash Desai.
Wow, that's amazing. I actually saw his son. I was in New York for a funeral last weekend, and I saw Arun there at a funeral.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. So he's a very well-spoken individual, very humble. Was very impressed with his portrayal of what he does and how he carry himself. So I've known Pandit Prakash Gosai for many years as well, too, growing up in Guyana when he would do his service. So to know the extent that you have gone and the influential folks that you have been around and what you have accomplished is just an incredible journey so far. And we have Trevor joining us right now. Trevor, how about some Indian songs to brave all that snow that you have? Which is your favorite Indian song, Trevor? Well, I
Your
still
mic,
can't hear you, Trevor.
your mic is muted. I wish I could lip sync.
Yeah, we'll get Trevor back in a second. So, like, of all the years you've seen many actors, you follow many singers in Bollywood. Which are your favorite one? Or if you had to pick one that you say would be a regular on your program throughout the decades, which one would be that? What would it be?
I am glad you asked that question. I am a lover of Kishore Kumar songs.
Oh.
And I have made numerous trips to India, and I was fortunate to befriend the late great superstar Rajesh Khanna.
Wow.
I have many pictures with him. Sunil Dutt, Dharminder. That was my latest find, and the list goes on and on. But when you talk about established artists, Rajesh Khanna tops them all. That's the first superstar that ever hit the screen. And he told me something once. We were having a casual drink, and he said, Lake G, the sun rises, the sun sets, but the sun rises again. So, yes, you may shine, you may fall, but never give up. You will bounce right back up. And, that is a very, very true statement.
Absolutely, and following those are essentially the names that you mentioned. You never lose mention of those names, and that's really the legacy and the legend that they've built in their names. And talking about Kishore Kumar is like those are names that I would enjoy the songs that listening to at parties or even at home. The melody and they go. So talk a little bit of the time that you've spent with these individuals, folks. Like, and what is it that you notice that drives their success and to create that lasting impression on those that they touch?
Well, I'll tell you what stands out in my memory. It was in the year 1987. The late Ramesh Kalicharan took me to a GoPio program. GoPio is an acronym for Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, right? They had a program at one of the hotel opposite LaGuardia. I can't recall the name of the hotel right now. But when I went there, I was introduced to Sunil Dutt, right? And he was struck by my being able to communicate in Hindi.
Wow.
And I still have that photograph somewhere, right? But that was a clamor moment because you're talking about a guy who was in movies when I was a little kid,
Yeah.
right? And to stand up beside him and take a picture and him, throwing his arm around me and say, "You have got a very, very far way to go." Maybe they saw something in me that I didn't see myself,
Yeah.
So I am very fortunate for that. And then Ramesh Kalichar in the year 2012 decided that he will take me along on one of his yatras to Bharat Desh. I went there and I met there's some very established individuals. I met the music director Ravi, right? His daughter-in-law, who's a film star. I met. Subsequently, I went back several times. The wife of Hari Om Sharan, Nandani Sharan, she hails from Guyana. She
Yeah.
hails, yes. I met the son of Mukesh, the son of Kishore Kumar, right?
Wow.
Shamir and Dipavali Dati, I sang alongside them. It's amazing, The quest for good friendship has always been there. I have learned something in life. always wear a smile. It
Yeah,
takes less muscle to smile than to frown.
absolutely. Yeah.
You see, a smile is very cheap and it brings great rewards, right? People want to come with you when you are a friendly individual. When you are a frownish person, it's like you dispel them. You know,
Mhm.
you see in physics, if you look at magnets, like poles repel or like
Yep,
poles attract, right? Everybody is
absolutely.
not going to be like you. You have to get them, bring them,
Yeah.
raise your arm, right? कोई जब राह न पाई मेरे संग आए कि पग पग दीप जलाए मेरी दोस्ती मेरा प्यार. Says when someone is down, you do not shun them.
Mhm.
Lend an arm, right? कि पग पग दीप जलाए. So do you will brighten every step, and then you can say, "My friend is my love."
And Lake, this is amazing. It's truly refreshing and inspiring for me as well too, because we started off this evening talking about Lake Persaud and what you've accomplished in your program in Indian Melody Time. But the more we have talked so far, Lake, what is coming and what is becoming very evident is that you not only are very successful in what you have promoted as a program, you've actually dedicated time in your life to pursue this hobby at all different levels. And that is actually translated into something where the folks are seeing now that they have that joy that you bring to them. And you can see, like, Sita is wishing you good night. Everyone is familiar with who you are. So tell us about that passion. Like, there must be something that pushes you to go above and beyond, like, not just being a broadcaster in the radio. You want to be the best in the world, as you mentioned earlier. What is it that Lake continues to drive, dedicate his time and resources to further his passion for music and in the Indian origin, but also to understand your legacy and what you have experienced in the past? So tell us a
Well,
little bit more.
I will respond in two ways. The first, Sangi Divya Pavitra ka marg hai. What that says, music is the pathway to divine sanctity. You have to feel that urge, right? Because that is what will make or break you, right? Now, you see, there are very many options here. I could have chosen English songs for which I don't really have too much of a likeness because I come from a family of pundits. So
Right.
that speaks itself as to
Yes.
why I kind of, my branch leads towards, Indian
Yes.
songs. And I happen to understand what the songs say, you
Yeah.
know. So I feel that out there are people who do not understand. They love the music, they love the songs, but they cannot, translate it for themselves.
Mm.
Here is where Lake Prasad comes in. Because when the song plays, I can click in and give them some highlights on the meaning of the song. That in
Right.
itself kind of boulderize the whole thing, you know, gives them that, what you could say, the oomph to,
Yes.
to become more collaborative.
Lake is going beyond the beat now.
You call back Trevor. Let's say that. Oh no, Trevor is still mute.
Yeah. Hope to have you on soon, Trevor. But we're really enjoying the time that we're having here
Yes.
with Lake, and everyone is talking about how inspirational, maybe great inspiration, Doctor. Lots of love for you and what you've done, and the origin that you have. You mentioned the past your heritage in terms of having Pandit in it. When did you pick up Hindi and understanding Sanskrit and those things?
Well, I grew up in a Panditai home. My great grandfather were Pandits. I was married to in a Pandit's home. And,
Wow.
you have to learn something somewhere.
Yes.
But, I'm a pusher for education. You know, I remember when I used to teach my students at one point in time, they were kind of scared of me because I was a very, very tough and strict teacher. I still reach very prominent people who said that and continue to say that I carved a life for them because I was a successful teacher. And when I came over here, I decided not to lay back While I was working, I was still studying.
Yes. Amazing.
Today, I hold a PhD in pharmaceutical science.
It's incredible.
You have to keep pressing on, keep pressing on. The success is out there. You have to go get it. It's not going to come to you.
Absolutely. Definitely. And it's so refreshing to hear all these things. Truly inspiring as well too. And we always learn in life that you learn and you intake everything that you're taking in, you soak it up as a sponge. Because you never know, one day that experience will help you to catapult and be in different environment. And what you're sharing is truly instrumental to what have made you successful. But think of it back in the days of being broadcasting. You were a broadcaster in Guyana, sports especially. I can recall those days where you would listen to the radio. I love cricket, and you would be following every commentary on the radio. So colorful, like you actually feel that you're in the game, like you're
Yes.
watching this game because of how colorful the commentary is. So tell us about what goes
Yes.
into being a successful broadcaster. You mentioned
Well,
a few things before, but what is it that you, in your opinion?
there are certain broadcasting legends that attracted me. Right?
Mhm.
For Indian music, you had Ayub Hamid,
Yes.
you had Ishri Singh, you had Sunny Muhammad. From broadcasting, you had Dr. Robin Deodat, Ray Robinson, Ron Robinson,
Yes, I remember that one. Yes.
Vic Insanali when it comes to commentating.
Mhm.
That man was a driving force behind my taking up cricket broadcasting. I broadcasted cricket alongside him.
Wow.
You had Rocky Man. These are names many people may not resonate with. Some people may.
Yeah.
Right?
For me, that's a bit before my time.
Well, I don't want to
I've,
say.
no, the names shows their track record because they're still talked about today. Those are pioneers in the
Yes.
field and what they have done. They've blazed the trail for many folks to come up, and that's why you're mentioning their names because they inspired you. And I'm hoping that, and I'm pretty certain from the comments we're receiving this evening, you have inspired many as well too. And it's so great to be talking to you.
Yes, you see, I used to listen to these gentlemen, and I said, you know what? I want to become just like them, or even better
Yes.
than them.
Yes.
Set the bar one step higher. Ishu Singh once told me we were at a gathering in Rockaway Boulevard here. There's one of these reunions, and the two of us sat down together. And he said, "Lake, do you know something? The two of us have a combined amount of years in broadcasting for 100." Right? I
Wow.
said, wow. He said, "Yes, he had 70 and I had 30." I said, "Wow, I never thought about that."
That's amazing.
That's an accomplishment,
Absolutely.
to get the positive reassurance from someone who's a celebrity in that field.
Yes.
Right? Even myself grew up hearing the voice of Ishu Singh Ali.
Mhm.
That in itself is a reinforcing factor. When you see someone that you want to be like, look at him or her work and say, I want to be equal or better. But don't be envious of it because you do not know what it took for them to get there.
Absolutely. 100%. And that's where the fact will come in today. We're in a position where we can actually talk to you, and I assure you because I hang out with a lot of folks who are very successful, and it's very simple to see that they're actually willing to talk to you. They're
Yes.
willing to tell you, "Hey, this is what worked for me." The challenging part of it is everyone you have to be able to, as you said, listen, and you got to capture that information that they're sharing with you because most of the times what we try to do is that when you find someone who's successful, we try to impart on them what we think they should do as opposed to learning like you've learned from all your broadcaster and your influential folks, and you have taken that and make it into your journey and you help you to become successful in different fields. And actually, it has motivated you to go and achieve different and bigger things as well too. So, what lies in the future for Lake Persaud? What is it
You
that
see,
you're striving?
Hinduism asks three questions. My country, who am I?
Yeah.
My kaha se aaya? What's my purpose? less my kaha ja raha hu. Where am I going? You have to be always ready. It's your legacy that will matter. You, when you are gone, will be remembered for the good that you have done, or perhaps the bad too. Do you know I was the coordinator for the first ever kidney transplant in Guyana alongside my friend George Subraj?
I told you in the beginning, there's always that wow moment that comes out of our program, and there it is.
After which we went on to do 27 open heart kidney transplantation. We did 6
Wow.
open heart pediatric transplants, and then I bowed out, and George's son went on to do over 250 corneal transplants. Right? Because you see, my friend, कल खास रही याद करी, लेकिन आज टूफा है. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is a gift. Live it well.
Absolutely.
It's your today that will be the determinant factor of what your legacy is.
Definitely. And like, what are some of the things that you're planning right now? What comes next for Lake? What are some of the things
Well,
you're working on?
that's a very good question, because since the passing of Ramesh D. Kalichar, the man who took me, good night, Diane, the man who took me to Bharat Desh, I felt that calling. I don't know how that happened, for me to take tours to India. And I have done so well. As a matter of fact, the last 4 tours are sold out. I mean,
Wow.
people take 15, 20. I take 50, 60. They want to know how I'm able to do that. And I have to actually, good night, Davy. I have to.
We have Veronica who says good night, Lake. Great job.
Yes.
And BB's giving lots of thanks here for you this evening as well.
Right. As a matter of fact, if I may say this, my tour in July is sold out. 2026, 2027 is sold out. I'm working on 2028.
Wow, that's amazing. And
I did
you mean
something
once a year?
that I did something. Good night, Sita Leka. I did something that people do not can't remember, can't understand how the hell I did that. The actual tour coordinator in India, he said, "Lake, where have you been?" I sold out a tour of 60 people in 1 day.
Wow.
I
How
still
did you
have
do
a
that?
whole heap. I still have a whole heap of people waiting to get on. Sita Leka was on one of the tours. Right?
Wow.
I have a queue where people are saying, "Please get me on." I said, "I would love to, but there is no spot. There is no spot, But you see, it's not about collecting people's money and don't get back to them. Those who have come alongside my tours know that I work with them day in, day out. From the time they express interest, I'm always there coaching them along. I set milestones and I work with them to achieve each of these milestones. So at the end of when the day of the departure comes, they're pretty much ready. There's no surprises. And I also tell them that, you pay a lot of money for this tour. I want you to enjoy yourself. Because if you don't enjoy yourself, I can't enjoy yourself for you.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to be that bridge between the West and the East. That's a calling that was given to me. I don't know if by accident or how, but I find myself doing it. Doing it while I'm doing my full-time job and also doing broadcasting too.
Yes, and we're very successful at it. So how does it take one to get in touch with you regarding your tours to India? And what is your typical tour covers? What can they expect when they reach you? What is the Lake Persaud experience on this trip?
Well, the Lake Persaud experience is one of camaraderie, of joy. Right? You do not speak down to people. You speak on an equal platform. Lift people up. Right?
Yeah.
Talk to them with a smile. Embrace them. Remember, I'll tell you something here. You see, if you open your palms, you look at your fingers. They're not equal.
Absolutely, yeah. There we are.
Now, I'll give you something very scientific. If they were equal, could you have grasped anything?
No,
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 right? So that tells me one thing, that they are all interdependent and together they can make things happen,
that is
right?
correct.
Do you know, you see your fingers are not equal because you're looking at, do you know when they're equal? Clasp your hands, do this.
Yeah,
You see how they're all equal now?
that's correct.
That's
Yes.
when you're dead.
Yeah. Wow.
So you got some
Brilliant.
very philosophical knowledge there.
Absolutely. Very, very exciting stuff. And what are some of the cities you cover when you go on your trip? And is it always leaving from New York, or how do you
We leave from
embark?
New York. I used to take the dad to, we would go to first to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Then we go across to India, Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, Rishikesh, Haridwar, Mathura, Vrindavan, right, Goa, come back to Mumbai. People really had some wonderful times. But now I'm trying to mix it up. This time we're not going to go to Dubai. We're going to go to Istanbul, Turkey.
Wow,
There's
that's exciting. Very
wonderful
exciting.
spots there. And after
Yes.
then we go to Delhi. Then we do Agra, Mumbai, of course, Agra,
Mhm.
Jaipur, Shimla, Kashmir.
Mhm.
We're going to see the Golden Temple. Then we come
Mhm.
back to Mumbai, see where all the film stars live. People can shop until they drop. When the money done, we jump on the boat, plane, and come back.
Yeah.
In the backdrop there, you could see I've got the. I was asked by some folks who could not have made it on the Wali, so I
Did I try
decided
to
I was
put
going
up
to
on the
do
screen?
Turkey and India. That's the one I just
Yeah.
spoke to you about. I was actually approached by Bhaskar Sharma of
Mhm.
Canada. He's the owner and the publisher of Equality News, and he heard about my success. And he said, Luke, we can do something. Don't forget the Canadians. We want to enjoy ourselves too. So I said, sure,
Absolutely.
I will do anything to accommodate you. And Bhaskar Sharma is is our coordinator there in Canada. In Guyana,
Great.
we have a Guyanese coordinator, Ruben Yudana, Leonora. He's a JP
Okay.
and Master of Boats. So people who are in Guyana, they can contact him. People who are in Canada, contact Bhaskar Sharma. And people who are in New York and all parts of the world, they contact me from French Guyana, Dutch Guyana, Suriname, Aruba, Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad. I don't know. I've got them all. I've got them all. They love my program. They love to be in my company. That's why they're coming back. I've got repeat travelers. My job is so simple now. I have to do very little advertising. They are doing the advertising for.
Well, good example here is that you mentioned Sita was on your previous trip, and Sita said we'd love to go on your October trip. We'll get in touch with you. So you
There you
already have everything that you're saying is manifesting in our program this evening. So I know Sita is very privileged because she's been in your program before with all the trips that you've had. So how does someone get in touch with you, Lake, or any one of the folks that are in Guyana or in Canada if they have not before to book or to find out spaces on these trips?
Okay, so on the flyer, I wish if Trevor can flash it
Trevor
on
will
the
put it up
screen.
on the screen and
Right?
we'll share it on our
My
platform as
telephone
well.
number is 516-410-4119. That is 516-410-4119. My email address is lakram, L-A-K-E-R-A-M, at optonline.net. That's
Mhm.
lakram, L-A-K-E-R-A-M, at optonline.net. Bhaskar Sharma. Trev, put back that flyer on there, please. Bhaskar Sharma, that's Equality Group at Rogers.com, and his telephone number is 647 216 2359. And Ruben Uedana in Guyana, RHINT19 at yahoo.com, telephone number 592-643-8465. That is 592-643-8465. Those are the contact numbers. And of course,
Excellent.
you can log on to Indian Melody Time every Sunday, and I will reinforce that. You can sort me on Facebook, Sort me on Facebook, inbox me there if you're interested. I have a commitment. No matter what time of the night it is or the day, you drop me a line, you give me a ring, I respond instantly. I mean,
Wow.
it may take maybe 2, 3 minutes, but that is something I believe that if it took you the time to reach out to me, then I should respond. That's a commitment on my part.
Definitely, and very strong values, Lee, because everything that you have done so far, you have found a niche of growing it. You have made your trips to India into well and high demand tours right now, where folks are seeing the global perspective in different countries as well, in different cities. What are some of the feedback that you have gotten with the folks that have gone on these trips before?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because I received a call from a guy named, do you know Trevor Dan Paul?
I do. I do
Yeah.
actually.
He
Trying to
reached
get him
out,
on the program this evening, but I can't find him.
yeah, he reached out to me and he said he grew up listening to my music,
Hmm.
right? His his father is from Music Forest, and
But
he,
wait, Lake, you mentioned he grew up. I think Trevor is just 10. How old is Trevor now?
probably, yes. And he reached out to me and he said that, he's one of my fans and he liked to assist me in promoting my program to the next level. And right now he's doing that because we are collaborating and he's the man behind the scenes, whereby now people can actually not only see and hear me, but they could actually see the videos that I'm playing. You know.
Mhm.
Trevor, I thank you very kindly, sir, for your relentless support. I know Trevor, man, this guy spent one day about 6 hours with me. I felt bad that I took away his sleep time. But then he called me back and he said, last night I slept at 3 o'clock. I was doing this, doing that. I tell you what, I stand behind Trevor. That's why when he asked me to come on board, I said, I certainly will.
Yeah.
And there are many people who are good fans, right?
Mhm.
Of course, you can't please everyone. Get that one clear. You can't please everyone. But criticism is good, right?
Yes.
When someone criticizes you, do not look at it as a negative aspect. There
Mhm.
is something, you know how you make lemonade?
Yeah, lemon starts with lemon.
Starts with lemon. That's right. So not
Squeeze
everything is going to be
the bitter.
palatable, right? You got to turn the lemon into lemonade,
Yeah, put that honey inside a nectar, you get
right?
the lemonade.
Do what it takes to make sure it happens. Because your
And
success is outdoor. You have to reach for it, leap for it.
that's correct. And you have Sita actually said that the last trip with you was amazing and enjoyable. And good night, Anil. Thanks for joining us. And the few words I just want to echo the same words you mentioned about Trevor. I've known Trevor for a short while now, and every time you know Trevor, Trevor is like an electrical panel. There's always something going off in his head. There's always some flow of ideas, electricity, and what I can assure you is that when Trevor says he's doing something, he's putting 100% into it, and that's why we have this program at Caricom Business Network, and it's an inclusive platform where we give the voice to others to come on board, take a look at it, but most importantly, let us contribute towards helping you to grow in any area that we can in technology. And today, our community is becoming very small because we're all on a platform where you can actually see each other. Think of those days when you were doing broadcasting and like there was no way for you to think that a person in New York or North America can listen to you. Much
Right.
like WGBB radio when you were in your melody time. 30 years ago, it wasn't the way how it can be experienced today. And you've been able to put yourself in a position where you're impacting a larger segment of the world and you're capturing audience from all over the world. And we're so grateful to have that connectivity. And Caricom Business Network aims to connect people, but most importantly, promote them on a platform that is inclusive and very safe, where they can be themselves and be very authentic with their messaging. And we're so happy to have you on this evening. Omar, thank you so much for joining. Good night, Sir Lake G. And your fans keep pouring in this evening,
I
Lake,
see
just showing
Anil
the
Sarwan has just logged in. Good night, Anil.
yes, Anil is here as well too, and it's really good. So I know it's 7:45 now, Lake, busy schedule as well, and just goes to show when you're having fun, and
Omar
that's when
Ram has just called from Canada. She went on one
yeah,
of the tours with me.
Oh wow.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that you shared that. I see you think about ideas and you manifest it because I always hear about my mom, especially my family, they want to go to India. And now here is Lake showed up in my life. So make that manifestation come true. So definitely we'll be talking to you in the future about making that possible. So Lake, it's 7:45. You've dedicated an hour of your time this evening. We plan on going in 30 minutes, but when you're having fun and you have great information to share and those are having fun with you, time goes by very quickly, much like tuning into Indian Melody Time. So, what are some of the takeaways that you have to share with us, Lake? What is it something that you want to know? And when you hear the name Lake Persaud, Indian Melody Time, what is it that you want people to resonate with?
It is said that William Shakespeare 12 times said, if music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it at surfeiting, that the appetite may sicken and so die. What you must do is share love. Right? Be honest. You can do 1,000 good. No one remembers.
Hmm.
Do one bad. No one will forget.
Yeah.
If you cannot deliver, don't promise. In life, yes, there may be obstacles, but you can always reach out and make amends. Right? Don't be a loner. Yes, we are born alone, but we don't have to live alone. We will die alone, right?
Yeah.
Unless we die in a calamity or what have you. Right? I see Rajan Ramdi. Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah,
I
I want to
think
give
yes, he's
Rajan.
a fluent mortgage. Yes, I remember
Yeah,
those guys.
Rajan is shout out. Rajan is one of our foundational sponsor, and he's always on our program. So shout out to Rajan Ramdial, Senior Vice President from Fluent Mortgage. Feel free to reach out to him at any time for any questions or any mortgage related concerns.
Yes,
And
the Caricom Business Network has a very, very good um, aim that is connecting people from the Caribbean who are business owners. You're bringing them together, right? And in so doing, we can service our our people together,
yeah,
right? And remember, if you've got, it's winter time, and you can't have those cracks in the windows and so on. So check out Easty Windows, right? Call them for all time. Give them a call at 646-421-9452. 646-421-9452. Get a pen and paper, jot that number down, right? They will repair or replace any one of your windows. So you don't have to worry about draft coming in now. Call Easty Windows, 646-421-9452. We are all in this pot together, right? This is a mosaic, a melting pot. They used to talk of New York as being a melting pot. Well, you've got people from all parts of the world uh, in one big sphere, right? And if you want to, you're looking to rent a car or a truck, well, Deluxe is the place to go.
yeah.
You just check out Deluxe. Call Adrian, he's 990 East Plant Street in Winter Garden, Florida. Hello, all the Floridians. If you want to travel in comfort, check out Adrian and Deluxe, right? 407-770-3304. Or you can always get him at deluxerentals1.com.
And Adrian is a great guy to work with. I met with him. I connected with him when I was down in Florida in October. And you can rest assured anything you need, a message, a phone call, always close by to render you any kind of advice or guidance you need. And Lake, you've got an amazing guest that has joined you this evening. The very world-renowned Devendra Puran is here
That's right.
joining you on this evening.
All right, bring him
Oh,
on.
Lake G. We talked about it, and here it is this evening. And so happy to have you on this evening.
Well,
Mr.
Devendra and
Devendra Puran.
myself, we go back very, very far. We are from West Demerara. Like I alluded to, when we started Indian Melody Time, Devendra Pura and myself and Sri Prakash Desai were the three pillars of that program.
Yeah, that's exciting. And final takeaway, I know we talk about West Mara, Lenore growing up. Now you go, when was the last time you visited Guyana Lake?
December 3rd.
And what are your thoughts about the bridge? How long did it take you to get over on the west side from the east side now?
Oh man, on the 6 minutes.
Can you imagine those days coming over from
Oh
Lenore to Georgetown?
oh yes, oh yes, oh, yes.
Uh,
That's
so
great,
I,
great transformation.
yeah,
You could meet from Georgetown to Leonora in under 20 minutes.
yeah. I can remember going to school. I read the Saints, and my fellow friends would be coming from reading hoop, and they would say they had to be careful their skin don't get wet when they're coming over with a boat in the
What year did you
morning.
go
And
to St. Stanislaus College, may I ask?
I left there in 2003. Yeah, from '99 to 2003.
Who was the headmaster? Morwat Singh, the principal?
No, that's Miss Mertens was the headmistress at that
No.
time.
Okay.
Mertens. Yeah, we had Miss Paris and so forth. So those were some beautiful days. And actually, our His Excellency President Irfan Ali, he's actually from Saints as well. So the lineage have stretched very far in what the school has stood for. And you've always been standing alongside the bishops in the Queen's College and the St. Roses and St. Joseph. And as an educator, you would know those standards in those days and the history behind all of it. So
Oh, yes, I
definitely.
know Irfan's father, Mohammed Usman. We used to teach together. I taught at Leonora Secondary, he taught at Cornelia at the primary. He was also
Mhm.
a very avid fan of cricket. He was an umpire. Actually,
Wow.
when I left Guyana, Irfan wasn't even born. I've
Incredible.
left quite a long time. But his father is a very humble individual. His mother was a humble. He's still a humble individual. He's from Legwan and then married in to Leonora. Taught at Cornelia Ida. Went on to be the chief education officer for Guyana. You know, and, Irfan is a very humble child indeed. He calls me Uncle Lake.
Yeah. And like I can attest to that, meeting the parents as well too. They always have so much love and affectionate and their smile and their warmth that they always bring such humility and amazing personalities that they have. You would never know until you ask questions, and those are true respect and humility that someone shares. And it's always good to ask. And like this evening, Lake, it's been a pleasure being with you because the knowledge that you've shared, and in your story, you've shared a lot of nuggets that folks can take and apply in their path, regardless of what fields are they going for. It's really about turning your passions into progress, into success, finding out your niches, going after that journey, finding your calling, and still being able to balance a family, being balance a work life, balance 30 years of being in the radio. It's always a great time spending time with you, Lake, and I so appreciate you being in a platform this evening.
You
And if
know,
Trevor could join us,
I saw, not sorry for interrupting, I saw Devendra on there, but I want to tell you guys something. Devendra hails from the village of Hague, right?
Mhm.
And Hague is popular for three prominent individuals. Can you tell me them?
Devin Japuran is one
That's
of
why.
them.
Yes. Hello, Veronica Satar is from Leonora. That's right,
Yeah.
my hometown.
Yes, yes.
The
I
next
have Joey
prominent
Ramai.
person from Hague is
Who would
Dave
that?
Martins.
Dave Martins. Wow.
And do you know Shakira Baksh hailed from Hague as well? She
Shakira Baksh.
entered in Miss World. Oh, that's many, many moons ago. She's
She was
married to Michael
married.
Caine. Sir Michael Caine.
Yeah.
He is
Yes. Yes.
from Hague.
Wow. Very popular.
Yes.
I can see why they say West Side the best side, right?
Yeah. Come on. All sides are good, you know. You know, there's a book called Animal Farm, right?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
By V.S. Naipaul, right?
Yeah.
In Animal Farm, it says it's a political satire. It says all are equal, but some are more equal. I don't know about that one. But yes, the west side is good. The east is good too. The north is the river. The river is good because now it has oil in there. The south is good because you have Brazil and you have
Red Forest is there too. Amazon.
rainforest. You have carbon
Yeah.
credits. Yeah. So all,
Yeah,
all is
gold out there too.
everything is good. Yes, yes.
No, it's always a great time spending time with Guyana and seeing the transformation that's taking place there. And
Yes.
Lake, spending time with you this evening has been very inspirational. All viewers certainly loved it. We look forward to having you back on our program. But tell our viewers one last time before you go how they can listen to you on Indian Melody Time on Facebook on your radio channel every Sunday.
Okay, so if you're in the local tri-state area, you can click on to 1240 AM WGBB or 95.9 FM in the Freeport Nassau area from every Sunday from 1 to 2, right? But you can go on Facebook, search Lake Persaud, and you will be part of my program there from 1 to 3 And remember, whilst we are here, Lake Persaud and Equality Media presents Diwali 2026 to Turkey and India, right? You can go to Istanbul, Delhi, Agra, Haridwar, Chandigarh, Golden Temple, Kashmir, Mumbai. If you are in Canada, you can contact Bhaskar Sharma. That's the publisher of Equality News, right? And he's got Equality Travels. You can reach him at 647-216-2359, 647-216-2359 in Guyana, Ruben Yadana. 592-643-8465, 592-643-8465 in New York. Lake Persaud, 516-410-4119, 516-410-4119. Connect with each one of us. We will fly out of JFK. We'll also fly out of Pearson. So the Canadians can fly out of Pearson. All the United States people and Guyanese and Arubans and French Guyanese and Surinamese and Trinidadians and Barbados, they can come out of JFK and we fly out of there too.
Amazing. And get in touch with Lake, live a dream, be a part of a dream, and make sure get a Lake experience. And we have Veronica saying her dad is from Hague as well too. And then you have Krishna Lautan, who's my dad was the most popular person in Lenora, Balang.
Krishna Lautan, I taught him in school. He was my neighbor back home.
Wow. Good night, Krishna. See, nice to connect everyone on the program. And still neighbors now listening to each other. And Lake, again, I want to say thank you for being on the Caricom Business Network this evening on Let's Chat. We've had a great time chatting this evening. Do look forward to welcoming you back on our program. And as always, folks, join in, listen to Lake on Indian Melody Time. He's always there, WGBB Radio, also online on YouTube and Facebook. So make sure you plug in. But most importantly, feel free to reach out to Lake for any questions or any collaborations you can request in the future. Again, Lake, thank you so much. I want to thank our viewers, those who are taking the time to be with us this evening and giving their very interactive comments and also the support of their experience with you. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening ahead of you, and we look forward to welcoming you back again soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and God bless.